Hey everybody out there, this is Seto, and today for you guys we'll be profiling my friend's Clown Blade deck. No, it's not Pepe, it's Clown Blade.
Dank 4,
yeah,
too strong.
Dank 4, too strong. So without further ado, I'll let him take over and explain the deck. He's loved playing this deck, and he's been innovating it for a long time. So without further ado, I'll let him take over. Go ahead, man.
Alright, for the monster account, you play 3 Assault Halberd. This card is like really strong because it's a free special summon and it lets you set up and it searches itself, so it's pretty self-explanatory on what it does. It's a free summon, so you can never go wrong with Cyber Dragon.
True.
Then you run 1,000 Blaze because he's part of the engine, lets you bring him back every time you take clown damage, so you just, or you're getting attacked or taking damage, it stops them from OTKing you. Then for the clowns, you run 3 damage juggler. This card is ridiculous. It's negating damage or searching the clowns that you need to set up your engines. Also, if you have spellcasters, it's really strong in this deck for your other summons. So
yeah. Do you think that damage jugglers should get banned? I was asking you that. What are your thoughts on that?
If anything, it'd probably get limited.
Yeah.
Is probably what I'd see in the ban list, because I don't think it's strong, but I don't think it's enough for it to be
banned like it was in the OCG.
Oh, it was banned in OCG?
Yeah, it was.
Oh wow, yeah. Well, if anything, Norden would probably get banned over that.
True.
Norden deserves it a lot more than the clowns do.
I agree.
Then for the other part of the engine,
2-trick.
Yeah, 2-trick clowns, because he's pretty tricky, and what he does is when he comes back from the graveyard and you take the 1,000 damage, you get to special summon your man 1,000 Blades, so it's a free exceed, so it's also a stepping stone to Cyber Dragon Infinity, everyone's favorite cancer mode. Then for the last part of the clowns, you run 2 hat triggers, which can be searched as damage juggler, and it's a free summon if there's 2 or more monsters on the field, of anyone's field. So it's a free summon, lets you infinity, makes your opponent cry.
Understand.
Also, it's really good against burn cards, because for 3 times you put counters on them, so you take 0 damage.
That's true.
Then there's, for the other monsters, you run 2 Gigabyte, which is a free summon with you control a spellcaster. So basically, it's like you get more infinity whenever you need it, and you're just like, oh, I want a free monster. You're like, okay, here you go. Because once you control a spellcaster, these cards become free summons.
True.
Then you run 1 of the Archfiend and Nefariousness. He is actually very important because what he does is when he's in your graveyard and you control a face-up monster, you can pop it to bring him out, which also triggers the clown. It also could put a damage juggler in your grave, and it's really good to have, and he's a free summon, so he's really strong. Then my personal deck is
Goblinberg.
My homie Goblinberg, because what he does is when my hand is pretty much dead or I draw really terribly.
Well, you brick very hard,
I brick really hard. He opens up a play, he lets me get exceed if I have to, and they don't have negation, so it's like and I could also search him with Rhoda. And it's like, it's just a free exceed basically, and it's like if they negate him, it's like whatever. It's not the worst thing. Then for the last of the monsters, Summon Monk. Hands that have opened a lot of spells in him makes him a very strong card. He also sets up your engine, whatever you're missing. So basically what he does is he's a stepping stone or a setup card. And it's like he lets you discard a spell that you don't need, and you can basically get the clown or whatever else you need to make the seeds or whatever. For the spells, gotta have your removal.
Regeki.
Regeki.
Where are those 2 dark holes at too?
Double dark hole, because this card is really good now, actually, surprisingly. It basically blows up the Pepe boards and it forces them to stop you, or if they don't, then there you go. You have a free field for them to kill them with.
True.
Then for basically the card everyone cannot stand is Diffusion.
Yeah.
Play 3 of this because it's ridiculous when you go into Norden and you get a free infinity, which is really unfair. 1,000 life points to win is basically what that is.
That's true.
Then this card has been debated on being good this format, but Book of Moon to me is very versatile, and it lets you stop their Ignister plays and also stops Pepe dead in your tracks.
Yep.
It stops a lot of different things.
You just have to time it properly.
Yes, and with Rafelsia being a big card now, this card says no to Rafelsia. You flip it down, what are they going to do to you? Nothing. This is Pepe's first turn is Rafelsia, so you're just like, nope. It also is good for baiting out Infinity's negation effect, because either flip down or they'll negate it. Then Soul Charge, obviously, because it's comeback play. You have to be able to. You can make another Infinity off of it if you want. Multiples, you make an Exceed. For drawing consistency, 3 upstart goblins. That's pretty self-explanatory. Foolish Burial, setup card, sending your clown, sending your damage juggler, sending your archfiend, sending your
whatever you
blades,
really
whatever
need
you
to, yeah.
For that back row removal, and if you need answers and you want them now, Twin Twister.
Plus, it also helps you set up in the graveyard. I'm assuming
also.
now.
Discarding a clown is not a bad thing, or 1,000 blades gets dead cards out of your hand. Being able to pop 2 cards and going a plus off of it is really good. Then Rhoda, you get to search out the Halberds or the 1,000 Blades or the Goblinberg in my case. So that also helps you get what you need. For the trap lineup, you play 2 Call of Highness because this card is good by itself, especially with Norden.
True.
Because Norden, you get a free +1 when you get to get another card with it. So it's like you get to make a free exceed off of this card. For dealing with people, it's like, or their pendulum summons, whatever. Bottomless trap hole deals with all that.
Yep.
And it's like dealing with the other cards like Raphalsia, or if you need to deal with any Infinity or whatever, you have multiple negations with Breakthrough
Would you
Skill.
take the breakthrough skills out for notice if you could afford it?
No.
No.
Breakthrough Skill is too good this format not to play.
Plus, it gets around Infinity as well. It's another way.
Yes, it also gets around any form of trap negation like Royal Decree.
This is true.
Because you can activate it from the graveyard and it doesn't count as activating on the field, so it works.
This is very true.
And for summon stopping, Solemn Warning, and also kills pendulums. Then I'm playing a very old card.
Oh my gosh.
Heart of Heaven. This will probably be replaced with Solemn Strike or Notice, whatever you want to call it. But this basically kills their normal summons, which is Danko Seka and the Skullbat Joker, or whatever it's called.
Crobat Joker.
Crobat Joker.
Skullbat Crobat Joker.
Yeah, that thing. And it also stops them from being able to pendulum. This does kill all pendulum cards.
Yeah.
Because the text says it does not say that you can't do that. Right now, at least the Blackthorn Errata hasn't happened yet.
This is
That's
true.
it for the main deck. Alright, for the extra deck.
Sorry guys, I'm very tired. I'm not feeling good.
Then you play 2 Nordens with the 3 instant fusions. It's a free summon.
And then you have your Call of the Haunted, so you can keep using
Yes,
it.
and it's an abusable card once you have one in the graveyard. Then you have your search engine, King of Fairland, search out your Gigabyte, fend yourself out, and also if you have clowns underneath it, it's really good, so it lets you get your clowns back. Then for the OTK, 1 Trapeze Magician.
Great card.
This card, you can't take damage to anything less than him, so they can't burn you to death, and it's like anything that's not bigger than him can't kill you. Even if it attacks directly, it doesn't matter. You'll take 0 damage.
If it's against Pepe, it's not as hard.
Then my first attack, Bujishi Amaterasu. This card is still in testing, but it seems like it'll be really interesting being able to get your damage jugglers back to your hand and or summoning them to the field.
Yeah.
And being able to recycle your cards is really good. Then the Hateful Trio.
Oh gosh.
Cancer 1, Cancer 2, Cancer 3. There you go. Your standard Infinity play, which is Ptolemaios and Unova into Infinity. Which is very strong, especially if your opponent has less cards than you. Because then it's harder for them to break out of it. Then another personal attack is Utopic Future, because when you have 2 dead exceeds on your field and you make this, it allows you to get over cards you can't normally get over, such as...
Oh yeah, that's an interesting tech.
Dark Destroyer, another big monster, is annoying to deal with, so you just make him. Then Daggy's Damrel for recover, for recycling.
Yeah.
Then for the OTK, you play Dark Vermilion Dragon. Because with the clown, it's a 2. The Trapeze Magician, it's an OTK of 10k or more. Then spot removal is
Oh
double
my
cast.
gosh.
Double Castel is really good for spot removal, dealing with the scales such as Plush Fire or Draco Slayers.
Yeah.
Puts them back into the deck, reshuffle, so it's harder for them to deal with it. Then spot removal,
Diamond
Dire, deals with a lot of stuff. And then for the final card in the extra deck, Abyss Dweller, because it's self-explanatory, it deals with Burning Abyss, pretty much anything that revolves around the graveyard.
Don't dwell on it.
Don't dwell on it. So,
right.
anything else you want to say about this deck, man?
I mean, it's pretty consistent still, and it does its job, and it's not as vulnerable to the sideboard as Pepe is. It doesn't lose to anti-spell fragrance,
Yeah, that's
which is a
good
big card, and
yeah.
that beast doesn't really hurt that much. It just means they wasted their turn when you make a card bigger than them.
That's true.
So it's like they waste more resources than I have to, and mine keeps coming back, in which their case they have to either, if they don't have scales, they lose. And when you lock them out with fragrance, it's like they can't play. I can still play.
But they can't play.
No, it's like if I have the spell fragrances and they don't, they lose, and I don't. It's like it doesn't hurt me.
Understand.
But it's like this deck is more reliant around the extra deck, and like the main board is very strong. I don't rely on pendulum summons. And it's like that to me is enough, because it's like I don't have to deal with the extra deck, such as pendulums, because those cards, that's a mechanic that never should have been made.
That's a topic for a different day, man, but I agree kind of to some extent. But
It's like that stuff's annoying. But anyways,
thank you,
I
man,
think
so
that's pretty
much.
much everything.
Yep.
Yeah.
So till next time, guys, take care. Have fun dueling. Good luck dueling. And we'll see you guys next time. Take care, everybody.